Yes. On to Marguerite. Back to Lynn. Put across the centre. Tentative shot here. Taken by Bernie McDonough. There's Stern. Another toss ball here between Mary O'Brien and Bernie McDonough. Get a half chance.
Oh, it's out in the car.
To place your dinner tickets in front of you so that they will know. Also, some person appears to have lost their ticket, which I am holding at the moment, and which you can get from this gentleman here.
We want to get a picture just to shoot.
Well, over here when it went there.
I'll take one here.
Okay.
I think that was me. You should have gone to your bed. I think you do. nice and bright. I'm not so bright. Thank you very much indeed.
The organising committee and the teachers.
Peer or who? Or more. Because you were writing, wasn't it? That's right, yes, indeed. So have you had your dinner?
We're just on the main course, so you
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
just on time. You are.
Thank you very much. You'll have to get a day from school for it, won't you? I think most teachers do.
That's right, you'll find that. Right this way a wee bit, so...
Just one round.
Come towards us. A wee bit too far, you want to get that. No, you ain't going in. Yeah, okay.
Here we go again, don't we? We've had a rerun of all of this.
Yes, indeed.
Here we are.
Now we'll make sure she's not hitting the
Yes, I'm wondering what's so important about us that we have to have.
Oh, but you're 25 years old. It's not important in anybody's calendar. James McGoldrick. That's right. How many prints would have there been, James? Just the one. You're the second. The earlier one, the first one, Rena Morrow.
Father of yes. And Laura is a daughter of a teacher in the school, actually, and she's our youngest pupil. She has the privilege of meeting you. Very good. With the flowers tonight. Yes.
Okay, now.
And you were opened in 1967. That's right. Obviously, the idea was mooted a long time before that. You'd had a vocation. And you had a what was that? Mike as a coach. And then they decided to that was the shot.
I'm taking a few casuals.
Yes. How many did you took them? 13, yeah. But the idea of exhibiting took root apart from the schools towards that, didn't they?
If you're going to take a formal one, I'll leave it.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome please Mrs. Mary O'Rourke, Minister for Education.
Someone's got stuff in front for the night. Some empty chairs on the floor that feels like shoes all waiting for the Nancy's to come back. And in the end that toss it off the daughter of the town. The strings are on, the ball's gone, the covers are up and down. And sometimes on the summer nights when the air is cold and the wind is right, there's a melody that passes through this town. To the mansions of fear, to the mansions of pain. See my daddy walking through those factory gates in the rain. Factory takes us here, factory gives them life. It's the work, and just the working life. End of the day, factory whistle cries. Men walk through these gates with death in their eyes. And you just better leave the boys, so it's gonna get work tonight. It's the work, and just the working life. Early in the morning, factory whistle blows. And rises from bed and puts on his clothes. Then takes his lunch and walks out in the morning light. It's the work, and just the working life. It's the work, and just the working life.
It's a Dublin song called The Charlie Leeds Ball, a song that's famous for Jimmy O'Brien.
One day will I tell you of the gas that we had, on the night that we danced at the Charlie Leeds Ball. I knew the guys we had and they went with me man. He was dressed as a monk, he locked up in the cage. There was pirouettes and peacocks and honeypots and whitenuts and stars. With his ego and music hall stage. At the Charlie Leeds Ball, people said one and dog, you're the man of them all, this is what I can do. We had 1 step and 2 steps and the middle rows for 3 steps we swore that we never would be done again. We had wine, porter and lemonade. We had cocktails and cocoa and dough. We had champagne that night, but the real thing next morning, the night that we danced at the Charlie Leeds Ball. There were cowboys and Indians that came from Drumcondra, 3 Francis, 3 fairies, all diamonds and stars. There was one of their movies as a doctor for movies, and a telegram boy as a message from Mars. Mary Moore from the Locks was the queen of the Scots, with a crown of the bulwarks perched up on her door. There was young Jimmy Whitehouse, compressed as a lighthouse, the Captain Street Cargo that should have stayed home. And the Charlie Leeds Ball, people said one and all, you're the man of them all, this is what I do. We had 1 step and 2 steps and the little rows went 3 steps we swore that we never would be done again, big guy. We had wine, porter and Jameson. We had cocktails and cocoa and dough. We had rongos and tangos, half sets and fandangos the night that we danced at the Charlie Leeds Ball. Mary Ann O'Rourke was the queen of the dawn. By 1:30 she looked like a real dirty knight. Mickey Farrell, the best Durkin dressed as a jester, he burst his balloon and dropped dead with the fright. Kevin Clark and his moral stops that sinking feet on the stride of a bottle, pyjamas and dog. But he bumped into close, he was gloriously south, and the 2 of them were sunk at the end of the hall. At the Charlie Leeds Ball, people said one and all, you're the man of the ball, this is Malcolm. We had 1 step and 2 steps and the little rows for 3 steps we swore that we never would be done again. We had wine, porter and Jameson. We had cocktails and cocoa and dough. We had a real stand-up fight, but we fell down to supper the night that we danced at the Charlie Leeds Ball.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you well know, all birthday parties must have a cake, and we have a splendid cake here in front of the Minister. It was presented to us, and created and presented to us by the old Paddy O'Leary of Bridge Street, for which we thank him very, very much. As the Minister knows, there's no such thing as a free dinner, or indeed a free lunch. So I am now calling upon her, with the assistance of Mr. McGoldrick, Headmaster, and Father John Murphy, Chairman of the Board. I am calling upon her to cut the cake. Thank you, Eamon. I now call upon Fiachra O'Morga, Chairperson of the St Aidan Celebratory Weekend Committee, to give you a short address.
Jimmy.
Mr. Fraser, Mr. Brady.
Minister, my Lord Bishops, Reverend Fathers, ladies and gentlemen, you're all very welcome here to the banquet this evening and to the celebration weekend. I would like especially, though, to make a special welcome to two people, Verna and Timothy Thornton, who have travelled from Wisconsin and Seattle, respectively, in the USA. I hope you are having a wonderful time here. The opening of the comprehensive school in Cootehill on Monday the 19th of September 1966 marked the beginning of a new era in Irish education. This era was concerned with the combination of academic and technical subjects in a wide curriculum offering to each pupil an education structured to his or her needs and interests. It was to be concerned with the provision of specialised guidance and advice on pupils' abilities and aptitudes. Equality of educational opportunity was to be associated with such a system. All subjects taught were to be treated with equal importance and respect. The word comprehensive means all-embracing and inclusive. Consequently, all young people in the community came together in the comprehensive school The end result produced knowledge, training and experience in individuals who went into communities in their chosen careers and who contributed to the social development of these areas in their own unique way. Now, where did I fit in all this? When I went to St Aidan's in September 1967, I was astounded at its size after coming from a very small primary school, and with a very large number of pupils mingling all over the place. After a few days, classes quickly began, and 6 wonderful years followed. My academic and technical education was catered for by Irish, English, mathematics, woodwork, Latin, history and geography, firstly science, and then French. After my intermediate exam, I studied the 3 basics, and Latin, history and geography. Civics classes taught me about my civic attitudes and civic responsibilities. The arts classes of music, PE and arts and crafts completed this comprehensive curriculum. My leadership skills were developed by my experience of involvement in the clan system. Extracurricular activities were planned, implemented and organised with the guidance of teachers, and this being an example of staff and pupils working together. Spiritual guidance came through many stimulating religion classes. Literary skills were tried out by writing for SCAN, a very successful school magazine. And drama and swimming classes were also included in a very wide-ranging and comprehensive system. But during all these occasions, I remember clearly the camaraderie, the great rapport between staff and pupils, the debates and discussions with my classmates and friends, the hard work, sports days, the sense of achievement in academic, technical, spiritual and extracurricular activities, even the unplanned visits to the vice principals, class debates in Irish and English, the occasional aptitude tests, discussions with the guidance counsellor about my future career, tours, including geography trips and excursions to plays and films, the same chance be given to everybody in my class, the respect gained for authority, the opportunity to read books in a large and well-organised library, the silent study periods, discos, church services, assembly hall gatherings, and success in various competitions, indeed just to name but a few. The visit to the school today, during the open day, made me feel both excited and lonely, with my mind wandering back to those lazy, hazy days of yesteryear. I know that everybody is unique, and that each person makes a mark on the world in his or her own special way. However, many of my experiences in school are echoed in all past pupils. On my own behalf, and on their behalf, I would like therefore to thank all the past and present staff for their dedicated work and encouragement over the last 25 years. It is appreciated very much, and I think all of us here can show that appreciation now. Nu er vi med klass for St Aidan vi møter hverandre her under Belgia. Sprach je nog hem het kot doen het hier shop, treat een lief hoor, een street noord, down to Carlula, G-sport die at the Torah. Yoga, niet met Java, maar daar hier. Beetje een last master te shoppen, maar de G last year te doen. De genering er wie me abel te asje graag schreef, drie verheg het lakt uit kaplien. Eens de shop doordi, dat is een te hot doordi, wie spirit beelak tot zijn skull, lees een laag beelak naar shoppen, vogrie als België, slogan, agus na commóta sí G-sport bí. Go mórhór an craobh a bhuaí an scoil in 1989. Bhí an Gaeilge mar hanga beo tíomh a bhuaid an rangtheomra agus ceart a ggóla níor seo a dhéanamh. Cosúil agam go mbeidh tuaireamh seo ins go blianta Carolyn. To me, this very pleasant weekend would not have been possible without the assistance of the following, which I name: Chamber of Commerce, all our sponsors for SCAN25 on the Anglo-Celt, Northern Standard, Northern Sound, and the feature in the Anglo-Celt, Pilcher Choranta, the headmaster James McGoldrick, and all the rest of the staff, the White Horse Hotel for a beautiful meal, and especially for a magnificent floral arrangement which I'm sure you have observed on the way in and when you're sitting down. Kingsport Brass and Reed Band, the Bonneau Brass Band, Robert Brown, Kieran Tackney, Eamon and Orla Daly, Mel Frail, St Aidan's Anniversary Players, the local Tourist Association, James McIntyre for his special flight of goodwill over St Aidan's today, which I'm sure some of you have seen, and St Aidan's Celebration Weekend Committee. This weekend, as I see it, have two main aims. One, to reflect on our achievements over the last 25 years, and two, to renew acquaintances. The achievements have been read about in the local papers and on SCAN25. They have also been mentioned, I'm sure, during conversations with all of our former friends. I certainly have met many former friends, and I look forward to further discourse after this meeting. I think indeed it has been a great weekend so far, and for making it so, I again thank all whom I have already mentioned. I wish the staff of the school every success in the future, and I hope it will be possible to meet some of you again. Indeed, I'm sure some of you will possibly be around during the forthcoming Arts Festival. All of you who have travelled quite a distance, I hope you have a safe journey home, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the night and tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you, Speaker, for your remarks. I now call upon Mr. Jim McGoldrick, Headmaster of Cootehill, Aidan, Navan. Minister for Education, Very Reverend Dr. McKiernan, Very Reverend Dr. Wilson, Father John Murphy and Mr. McKay of the Board of Management, Reverend Fathers, Sisters, friends. I would like to extend a very sincere caveat of thanks to each and every one of you here tonight on this very important and historic occasion. In particular, I welcome our special guests. It's a great honour for the school, the staff and the past pupils that the Minister for Education, Mrs. Mary O'Rourke, is able to join with us in our celebrations despite her very demanding workload. She is a frequent visitor to APVC and ACS conferences. Perhaps this will indicate the importance that she attaches to community and to comprehensive schools. Today, they play a very important role in second level education. I'd also like to extend a very special welcome to Reverend Dr. Frank McKiernan and Reverend Dr. Wilson, and thank them for their support, their help and their interest in the school over the years. And I must say this is something that we all very much appreciate. I welcome in particular the very many past pupils that I see in front of me here tonight, and I hope that I'll have an opportunity to speak with all of you and talk with you at a later stage. The question has frequently been asked, and Fiona has touched on it, why Cootehill was selected for this type of school in 1966. Cootehill had two small second level schools, a vocational school and St Michael's Secondary School. The vocational school had been in existence since 1938 and it served the area very well. However, it was not traditional then that the vocational school provided the intermediate cert and leaving cert. Consequently, a group of parents who saw the need for secondary education, they formed a committee, and they were anxious that their children should have the facility to take the intermediate and leaving cert. This was a very far-seeing and courageous undertaking, and it was also a high venture problem. They put money, time and effort into the project, and St Michael's Secondary School opened its doors in September 1962. I'm pleased to say that that school proved to be a great success. Now, there are two members of that committee. They're with us here tonight. I see Jerry Whelan and Mr. Tommy Owens. Two other members could not be with us, Colin Smith and John Joe McCutcheon. I would like to pay a special tribute to them for their work. Now, there are three other members who made a very special contribution to that committee, and they come to mind. But they have gone to their return and reward, and they are Kevin Carney, Mrs. Bernadette Lennon, and Father James McCabe, Winyanagia Troker Urha. St Michael's Secondary School and the vocational school flourished side by side, but separately for 4 years. Then Cootehill had the very good fortune to be offered a comprehensive, and they had the wisdom to accept it. Both staffs were assimilated into St Aidan's, but today only two of us continue to labour there, namely Noel Holland and myself. And Noel seems to be wearing his ears much better than I do. Naturally, the first year in St Aidan's was a difficult one, with an intake of 12 first-year classes. And we also had classes right up to and including the leaving cert. And I see some of those past pupils there, the 62 vintage, and they're looking quite well, although a little bit more mature than I expected them to be. In any case, these were very exciting times. It was a tremendous challenge to be a part of this changing situation. Prior to the 60s, changes were very slow and cumbersome, but both Dr. Hillary and the late Donna O'Malley introduced a breath of fresh air into the educational scene then. In the early years, it was a learning process for all of us in St Aidan's. Programmes and courses were devised so that students could reach their full potential. Gradually, structures and patterns were established, and the school was soon producing excellent results. Great emphasis was placed on the development of extracurricular activities, debates, drama, music, education to travel. These were promoted through the clan system, whereby students were encouraged to take part in a number of social, cultural and sporting activities. Then, in the very early 80s, 79, with the aid of an INCO grant, we erected 5 additional playing courts to accommodate squash, handball and racquetball. The department purchased a playing pitch in 1982,
And we, with the aid of the parents and the past pupils, we raised approximately £40,000 in order to develop and to complete these projects. And I'm glad to say that our debt is now reduced to £2,700. So anyone that has a debenture that hasn't been paid, you can feel happy because we're still paying them, and we will continue to pay them to the very last one. Now, in common with all other schools, we are endeavouring to equip our pupils for life and for work. Today, the expectation of parents and the expectation of pupils, they're very high, and quite rightly so. Now, the accumulation of points is a very major factor in education, and this cannot be ignored. Now, consequently, schools must motivate and encourage all students to realise their full potential. It was very rewarding for us concerned that the Leaving Cert results this year were the best achieved in St Aidan's over 25 years. I think that brought great happiness to both parents, teachers and pupils. We are very confident that we have served the student body of St Aidan's well over the last 25 years, and we will continue to give the young people of our catchment area that same high quality of service that they so richly deserve. Getting frightened of this thing, you know. We're not used to listening to Nathan, you know, the equipment works well there. Right? Finally, I have a few appreciations. I would like to thank a number of people. First of all, and I put it first deliberately, I would like to pay a very special tribute to my predecessor, the late Brian O'Mora. It is my privilege to work with him for 17 years, and his dedication and his total commitment during those years was an example to all of us. Now, the Parents Association have played a very important role in St Aidan's, and I would like to thank them for their support and their interest in the school from the very early times. The committee responsible, Fiachra has already spoken about them, for organising these celebrations. Now, they consisted of staff and pupils. They had a very, very onerous task, but I must say that they did an excellent job. There was Fiachra, who was chairperson, there was Malachy, there was Joe, there was Maureen, there was Angela, Sally, and our own secretary from St Aidan's, Phil. Representing the teachers, we had our MC, you've seen him here, you'll probably see more of him before the night is out, Mr Hannon, and Mary Nicholson is around there someplace, and they made a major contribution in the organising of this affair tonight. I would say in passing that this is a development that I welcome very much, a combination of past pupils and teachers working together, and I think we will see a lot more of it in the future. I'd also like to thank the editor team of SCAN, Mr Calhoun, and Mary Nicholson figured in that as well. We had Mr Gallagher, we had Mrs Hannon, and also our secretary figured there again. My sincere thanks to all the staff, both teaching and non-teaching, for their loyalty and dedication to the school and to the pupils. Now, my job as principal is made much easier with the level of cooperation and commitment that I get from all of my staff, and that includes both teachers and non-teachers. And it's given freely, and I don't think none more so than the last 3 days. I've never seen such a level of physical effort put into the preparation of that school to make it there to be pleasant and acceptable for past pupils. And I'd like to thank them personally here for their commitment and their work. The Board of Management comprises of 3 people. Father John Murphy is the chairperson, Mr John McKay is secretary, and Mr Gabriel Martin the department inspector. I'd like to thank them for their support and for their guidance and for their advice throughout my years as principal, and also for their deep interest in the school. They do their very best to help us out in every way possible. I'll come to a few more people. I'll keep it reasonably short if I can, but there are a few that I have to cover, and I will cover them. Now, she has played a major role in the organisation here over the weekend, and I am prepared to say, for their sheer talent, ability and all-round competence, that she would rate as one of the best secretaries that any school in the country could have, and that's saying a bit. throw bouquets around too lightly. They have to be earned and deserved, you know, before I do that. My Vice Principal, you've seen him moving around here. He's probably on the way back. The functions of a Vice Principal are not too clearly defined. And I think I was aware of this too. This may be a good thing or maybe a bad thing. But he's been operating as a porter, he's been operating as a decorator, and he's been operating as a jack of all trades in the recent past. However, Brian has played a very major role in organising these celebrations. And he also plays a major role in the school, naturally enough, as Vice Principal and the management of the school. And this, to my mind, is the way that a management team should operate. Both he and I have a good understanding, and I would like just to thank him for his loyalty and for his support over the years to the school, to the pupils and to me.
And friends in Cootehill and from all around in County Cavan. I want to thank you first of all for the very kind invitation to come here tonight for the 25th birthday of St Aidan's Comprehensive School. And when I got the letter from Fiacra some weeks ago, and then I didn't reply for a couple of weeks, and then Fiacra took to the telephone. And he kept on that telephone until he got an answer from me. And so it was that I made my way here tonight. And I was very interested in coming, because of course I remember quite well, back in the mid-60s and the latter 60s, the excitement and the enthusiasm at the beginning of the system of comprehensive schools in Ireland. I remember teaching back in Athlone and hearing of St Aidan's, one of the first 3 comprehensive schools which had been set up at that time. And the ideas, as I said, and the freshness of the whole notion, the whole concept. And it went on until we have over a dozen now, I think 13 or 14, depending on if you call the 2 in Ballymun 1 or 2. And it would seem that then people said, well, why weren't there more? And why did the comprehensive idea not sweep the land as was to be the case and was to be the idea originally? But of course, if we pause to think about it, the comprehensive idea did sweep the land. Even if only a certain number of schools were set up, which called themselves comprehensive schools and were so properly titled, the ideas that one could have academic and technical instruction, that one could have a broad range of subjects combining, as I said, the practical subjects and the academic subjects, that idea that you could have all that under one roof, under a wide range of teachers and subjects, combined with excellence, with openness, with plurality, and with a fine sporting tradition and extracurricular activities, that idea has taken root. And more schools, more and more second-level schools throughout the country now, whether they be comprehensive, community, vocational, or voluntary secondary, endeavour to have the full range of subjects and endeavour to instill in their pupils, as I said, that openness and that outward-looking vision, which was the mark, the founding mark of the original comprehensive schools. And looking back on the history of education in Cootehill, the start of the vocational school in 1938, and the vision which led to that. Because of course, 1938 was a very difficult time, not just in Ireland, but in Europe, and throughout the world. The storm clouds were beckoning, and it seemed as if the world was shuddering to as it was to be, very disastrous events. Be that as it may, in this town in County Cavan, people got together and decided that the young people of this area deserved a vocational school, and that the skills of the hand and the mind could be allied together in a school in this town. And so the beginnings of vocational education came here, but they were built upon much earlier ones, earlier ideas of Horace Plunkett and the cooperative movement, and husbandry of thrift and of proper ways of earning your living and doing your work, whether it be in the farm or the shop or the home. And following on the vocational school and its proud passage, we had the setting up of the private voluntary secondary school in the early 60s, of which the previous speakers have spoken. And within a couple of years of that, the idea that the two could come together. And so Cootehill was ripe for the invitation. It was ripe for the offer of the comprehensive school. But I would like to thank the people of the town of that time, who generously and openly decided to embrace the idea which the department came to talk to them about. Because of course it is very easy to be scared, and department officials to pay tribute to him and to his wife, who is here with us tonight, and to thank her too for her devotion through him to the school and to the concept. It is still thriving and still vibrant and still strong. And can I tell you that when I sat here at the dinner, Jim McGordwick didn't waste his time. I expect he doesn't on any occasion. But I had barely got myself seated down, and he started to tell me about the practical rooms and how they need adding to.